Alright, here I am back working on this 953 that I've dubbed Rebel, and I stopped at Family Farm and Home and grabbed a couple of these belts, half by 82 according to the 953 manual section on the red square, and I still need to put that idler pulley in the circuit, and I just put a drive pulley on as well, but there's no return spring hooked up and there's no brakes installed on this either, so that needs to be done. And while I had the wheel off, I realized that there was no axle seals. This transmission was supposedly gone through, and the hubs were anti-seized very well, so they came apart really easy. But before I start this up again, I definitely need to lube that transmission, and I need to assemble that hydraulics as well. Well, I guess I won't say good news, I won't say bad news, I'll just say news. The hydraulics are together, but even though the tank is full, this lever was frozen, and I tapped it back and forth, but I think the spring inside might be broken because it stays. It's supposed to spring back to the center to return. But I fired this up and I have no movement from the hydraulics. So in the spirit of I'm running out of time, I think I'm going to have to pilfer a little bit from Hot Wheels. I think I can get underneath him and get that cylinder off and then get the side cover apart and take the pump out without disconnecting the two. So that way I should be able to just top off the system as like a normal maintenance. You can see there's a couple spots underneath where it leaks a little, but this is going to be a whole lot quicker for the time being than rebuilding that HY2 pump on Rebel. So all the hydraulics are removed from Hot Wheels, and these are the ones from Rebel. And the good news here being that everything works. That's good. One more thing off the list of things to do. That's pretty cool. I'm starting to get somewhere. If I haven't mentioned, Uncle Jim's got some tires that I'm going to use. We just have to make sure we bring some spare wheels to swap, and I'm thinking with these inside wheel weights that'll get enough traction so the kids can plow with this heavy beast and get somewhere instead of stuck. The fuel line is hooked up now, and Rebel is running off the fuel in the tank. That's good. So one more thing off the list of things to do is fuel line, and I've got some loom here, and I'm going to wrap it around that where it comes through the frame and tape it on so it can't rub through, and see what I can do to secure it around the engine as well. I've yet to figure out a brake rod or hook up the return spring, but this clutch and brake shaft here is all bent up, and I have a feeling that it's too long, because if I pick this up, put some tension on it, I can't get it very high, and so when there's really not much throw there, I don't think that the drive belt will actually disconnect the engine from the transmission. So I'm going to see about measuring some of the other brake rods around here and see if I can borrow one from another rig or modify this to make it a little better. Well, as goofy as that rod is, I was able just to adjust it in a little ways, and I got this to where it looks about right compared to other tractors that we drive. I got this spring on here, and so now I've got to get the brakes figured out. I've got some components. I've got a brake band there, and I've got a brake drum here, but I have no keyway and no clip, so I'll have to go hunting for that stuff. Well, I found this 3-speed transmission, and it is donating some of the brake components, and this way I can get this thing back together. Well, I am almost ready for a test drive. The brakes are fully engaged with the parking brake on. Those are all adjusted. Things are good to go.